Okay, moving on to the second chapter in algebra. Okay, so quadratic equations now. So we're solving quadratics. We're not factorizing, we're solving. Okay, but we'll use factors to solve. So the first one, solve x squared minus 5x minus 6 equals 0. So same as factorizing, if there was a number in front of the x squared, you'd multiply it and then you'd get the factors. In this case, we just need the factors of 6, which is going to be 2 and 3, or 6 and 1. What are the factors of a minus? Plus by a minus. Okay, so what's it going to be? Minus 6 plus 1 gives me the minus 5. Lovely. I don't need to do all the bit in the middle because it's just an x squared.
When you're doing the plus by minus, are you looking before the x number or before the c number?
This one, you have to multiply to get a minus. Okay? So it's these two.
Okay.
And then this one, I need to add or subtract these numbers to be left with minus 5. Okay? Now I have equals 0 here. So we started it the last day. Split your page and take both factors equal to 0. So x minus 6 is 0 and x plus 1 is 0. And get what x is. X is 6. X is minus 1. That okay? Okay, part 2, solve y squared minus 5y equals 0. How do you solve something like this? Yeah, okay, so y is common. So factorize out the y, highest common factor. Y is common and I'm left with y minus 5 equals 0. Same thing. You've got two factors equal to 0, so split your page. Put the first equal to 0 and put the second equal to 0. So y is 0 and y is 5. And lastly, 4t squared minus 100 equals 0. There's two ways you can do this, okay? First way is, can you recognize what these two are? Difference of two squares. If you do it the difference of two squares way, you don't need to remember something extra, okay? So let's do it the difference of two squares way. So this is 2t to be squared, and this is 10 to be squared. Do you know what? It's actually probably going to be easier if I do something else first. Sorry. What did I always tell you to try first? Highest common factor. What's common? Yeah, 4. This will make my life easier. Now it would still work the other way, but this will make my life a little bit easier. And then I'm left with t squared minus 4 watts gives you 25. 4 25s gives you 100 equals 0. And t squared minus 25 is t plus 5. T minus 5 equals 0. Now, to get rid of that 4, you could bring it down, and 0 divided by 4 is still just 0. So you're left with t plus 5, t minus 5 equals 0. Split your page, put the first bracket equal to 0, and put the second bracket equal to 0. Okay? So t plus 5 is 0, so bring the plus 5 over, becomes a minus 5. And t minus 5 is 0, minus 5 comes over, becomes plus 5. The 4, I divide it, basically you can either divide both sides by 4, or the 4 is at the top of this side so it goes to the bottom of the other, and 0 divided by 4, still just 0. Okay, if ever you have a constant like that, it just disappears. Now, ye had started telling me another way to do this one. For t squared minus 100 equals 0. You can just see this if you want, you don't need to take it down, totally up to you. You'd bring the 100 over, 4t squared is 100. T squared is 100 divided by 4. T squared is 25, so t is. What number squared gives you 25? Or minus 5. So you need, if ever you have t squared equals and you want t, you need to take plus and minus the square root. Because it could have been plus and it could have been minus. Minus 5 to be squared gives me 25. Okay, so that's why I like using difference to squares, because then I don't need to remember the plus and the minus bit. Alright?